One of the most frequent questions we're asked is, how do you negotiate when your counterpart has all the power? When it comes to power, there's 4 important points you need to know about power. Number 1 is this: power may be real and it may be apparent. If I looked at you across the table and said, if you don't give this to me, I'm going to sue you, you need to know something about me. I've never sued anyone, nor do I have any intention of suing anyone, but I may issue that to you as a threat, hoping that you're going to do what I want you to do. It may be real, and it may just be apparent, but what's critical is if you assume and perceive it's real, it is real to you. Point number 2 is that power can shift in a heartbeat. What's neat about power is I've preached for years, you need to be honest, you need to be fair, because in a heartbeat, the power can shift to the other side of a relationship. You know, I've been trying to gain your business for 5 years. I've done everything but beg for your business, and all of a sudden the number 1 competitor that you've been using all these years goes bankrupt and can now no longer supply you all the goods you need. Although yesterday I had very little power, in a heartbeat it can shift to where I have most of the power. Point number 3, and this is probably the most controversial. Almost always, power is equally balanced. So many times salespeople go, no, it's not, because there's 4 competitors in there selling. I'm one of 4, and all they want is price. Let me ask you a question. Do the competitors have a lower price? Almost always, the competitors have a lower price. So you would assume, since the competitor has a lower price, you have no value. I recently had a salesperson tell me this: the competitor's product is $50,000 less than the product I sell. You don't tell me that they have all the power? I asked this salesperson a question. Do they return your emails? Do they return your phone calls? And will they be willing to meet? Of which all 3, the salesperson said, yeah. They still return my emails. They still call me back, and if I called them right now and told them I had a special deal, they would ask me to come in and meet. He said, why on earth would they return your phone call, your email, or agree to meet you when they could pick up the phone and place an order for $50,000 less? That would be like the most cost-effective decision that they could make that day. And almost always when I ask the salesperson that question, they start to talk about other implicit needs involved, like others in the organization really like our product. If we were to shift and move to a competitor, there would be a ton of rework that needed to be done, and other people in the organization wouldn't be happy. Both of those are examples of implicit needs, not explicit. When you think your counterpart has all the power and you have none, and they're still talking to you, think implicit. Almost always it's going to drive the outcome. And 4th, last, my most favorite, there's even power in no power. If I put a gun to your head and I said, give me all your money, that'd be pretty powerful. Except you look at me and say, you know, I've had a really bad day. Got in a fight with my significant other this morning, and if you just put the gun to my right temple and quickly pulled the trigger, I'd be eternally grateful. I'd be standing here dumbfounded explaining to you that I'm a thief, not a murderer, and there's a difference. It's like 27 years. Almost always, power is equally balanced, and even in those situations where you think there's totally no power, almost always you have power. For more resources on negotiating win-win outcomes, go to our website, everyonenegotiates.com.